Hello, and welcome to Five for Friday for this Friday, March 10th, coming to you from the beautiful shores of Lake Superior in downtown Bayfield, Wisconsin, where even the most dystopian news feels somewhat a little less concerning. Thanks for tuning in this week to this week's issue of Five for Friday, where we look at signals of change in the news that are relevant to small business owners. Don't have time to stay up on the news? Let me do the work for you and summarize it nicely with 5 topics in about 5 minutes. Today, we'll celebrate International Women's Day, follow some trends in China, and talk about privacy trade-offs that make me feel like I'm in a dystopian science fiction movie. Yikes! Good thing I'm in Bayfield. Ready to get started? All right, here we go. We'll start with topic number 1, International Women's Day, which was this Wednesday, March 8th. Why is it that a day that's meant to celebrate women is full of depressing articles of how far we have not come? For example, women are still only earning 82 cents per dollar earned by men on average. And the number of women on boards has declined during COVID, but it's going up again, except in the US. And while women executives are as ambitious as men, they're leaving companies at a higher rate than ever and more than men do. And that's after only 87 women are promoted from entry level to manager for every 100 men promoted. Even women starting right out of school apparently expect to earn a salary lower than men. More positively, women are publishing more books than men and selling more copies. And we're seeing improvements in executive leadership outside of the US. I guess my take on all of this is we've got a ways to go in the US. And the best way to get there is to encourage more female entrepreneurs who can then sidestep all the corporate and board leadership battles by creating their own path. Let's go, women entrepreneurs. And moving onward to story number 2. Lots of news related to China that perhaps are all adding up at some point. First, it looks like Chinese researchers are ahead of the US in a variety of technologies, but those Chinese tech companies are forced to let the government take ownership shares of their business, which allows the government to control their progress. The government is also slowing down progress on Chinese AI tools similar to ChatGPT because it's really hard to censor a chatbot when you can't predict what it might say. Speaking of censorship, in China, the direct-to-consumer video streaming sales apps are getting around the censors by having male models wear the lingerie for sale, since female models are censored for being too racy. An interesting solution to that problem. Overall, we're also seeing a huge decline in birth rates in China, which is a clear signal of change to come. Just be warned that if you rely on suppliers or customers in China for your business, these changes could ultimately impact you. And with that, let's move on to story number 3, LinkedIn influencers or LinkedInfluencers. LinkedIn has had a reputation of being more business-like than the other social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. But times are a-changing. We're seeing more personal posts, more cringeworthy posts, and more cold messaging sales attempts. And part of that is due to the growth of this new type of social media poster, the LinkedInfluencer, who tries to grow their own business, or ones who hire them, by increasing outreach and engagement on LinkedIn. Is it time to give up on LinkedIn? Not yet, but be wary and consider alternative ways to connect with your prospective customers, including Reddit. Yep, Reddit. Don't knock it till you tried it. Oh, and don't try to actively sell there or you'll regret it. And moving on to story number 4, autonomous email. 2 stories about email this week. First, AI tools are helping to compose intelligent and engaging emails to increase open rates. But AI tools are also being used to sort and prioritize your email inbox so you don't even get a chance to read these engaging emails. So AI is both writing and then ignoring the emails these days. It feels like a fruitless loop to me. Ha! But seriously, bear in mind that if AI is reading all of your email, then all that content is adding to its knowledge base and it's out there somewhere in the cloud. All right, let's move on to our final story, story number 5, privacy or lack thereof. Not only are we losing privacy thanks to AI and emails, but we're also seeing lack of privacy in a variety of other places. First, did you know that Amazon delivery drivers have 4 cameras mounted on their vans, including one watching them to make sure they aren't violating safety rules by taking a sip of coffee or changing the radio station? Feels a little creepy to me. One step beyond creepy, using AI to watch the face of a person being interviewed for a job to determine if they're excited about the job, telling the truth, comfortable, or nervous, you name it. And one step beyond that, some employers are actually scanning the brains of employees to track fatigue, attention, and focus in the name of safety, but still, yikes. Adding to that, Facial recognition software is growing in use to make it easy to go through security and get into a baseball game or board an airplane. Convenient, but also a bit creepy. Even more creepy, Elon Musk's Neuralink company that lost its bid to test brain chips in humans due to safety risks, including damaging brain tissue if the chips can't be removed from your brain. And one last one, AI can see what you see by reading your brain scan. This technology is still in early stages, but it feels like we're headed in a Black Mirror kind of direction. One bonus story today, just a heads up for you, the rocket ship and money bags emojis officially signal a financial return on your investment, and there can be legal consequences if you use them inappropriately. So text wisely, my friends. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining me on this week's 5 for Friday. And as always, I hope you'll sign up to receive these videos directly from me or subscribe on YouTube so you can continue to hear about these signals of change that could impact your small business. Happy Friday and have a great weekend.